Welcome to Let's Talk Law, where we always bring to your doorstep simple legal analysis. In today's episode of Let's Talk Law, we're going to be drafting a motion for misjoinder. Now, when do we use misjoinder? We draft a motion for misjoinder when you mistakenly join a party. So, mistakenly misjoin someone, joinder. So, mistakenly join misjoinder. Now, our draft for today, the jurisdiction for our draft for today is the Federal Capital Territory. So the heading goes this way: in the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, then in the Abuja Judicial Division. Now, it depends on your scenario. Judicial Division will be dependent on your scenario. You can have Wuse Judicial Division. Then if it is Wuse Judicial Division, you'll be having holding at Abuja. So you know that your Judicial Division will also be the place holding at. Then you have your suit number. So I want us to distinguish between motion for joinder and misjoinder. Now, one of the things that distinguishes a motion for joinder and misjoinder is the parties. If you realize, for joinder, you will see that we have two and. The reason why we had two and for joinder is because we were adding another party that was not a part of the substantive suit. But now, these parties, they are in the substantive suit, so we don't need to add another and. That's why we have just one and joining the claimant respondent and the defendant respondent and the defendant applicant together. The next thing, we move to the title, which is the motion on notice. Then you write the law that guides your motion. Then you have to internalize your take notice part. That is the first paragraph. You ensure that you internalize it, and remember that you don't date the date in the first paragraph. Then, now, what parties counsel is praying the court? The defendant applicant. Always know that it is your applicant that is praying to the court. Your applicant is telling the court what he or she wants the court to do. So, what do they want? They want the court to pronounce an order. So, this an order is called the prayer. So, an order striking out Zinzinkola Achara as defendant in this suit. They want the party struck out because they mistakenly joined the party. So, if you see motion for striking out the party, it's the same thing as a motion for misjoinder. Then remember your omnibus clause that always follows it. Then remember that you have to date this last part because it carries mark. Then the address of the solicitor that drafts the application. So don't forget that you have to sign. Your signature carries mark, and every mark that you can gather is very important in bar finals. Now, then the defendant applicant solicitor, ZE Olo Legal Practitioners, that's the name of the firm, then the address, the phone number, and the email. Always write for service on. Who are the parties? Ensure that you are serving all parties because it is a motion on notice. You need to notify the other parties that, oh, please, I'm applying to the court for this, so that they can as well prepare, because you cannot witch hunt the other party by not serving them the process. So you have Agro Allied Limited, 13 Iyanotarawi Street, FCT. That's their address, the phone number, and the email address. And boom, you're done with your draft. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Let's Talk Law. Please ensure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop comments. Any question, ask. We'll be here to answer you. Do have a wonderful time.